Hello, YouTube. Thank you for stopping by my channel, The Magical Solution. My name is Leilani. Welcome. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who are loyal subscribers, thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you continue to do so. So this is the third video in a 4-video series. If you haven't already checked out the previous videos, stop right here, go back and check them out. The first one in order: Story Time, My Ancestor Meditation, With Will, con Gana, The Will, the Element of Air, The Will, the Element of Water, and now this one, The Will, the Element of Earth. For those of you who have been watching all of the videos, let's get to it. So this video is about the element of earth, as I said before, and its relationship with the will. So again, we've spoken very deeply about the will, what it is, how it works. And of all the elements, this one is probably the easiest to master because it really relies very heavily on your choices, your activity, your work. Basically, your action. If you don't move and if you don't act, nothing's going to happen. I think that's common sense. It's kind of like A leads to B kind of thing, you know? So this whole idea of the element of earth really has a lot to do with personal choices, personal actions, right? So what is earth? What is the energy of earth? The energy of earth is of the physical, right? The physical world. It has to do with working hard, using your hands. It has to do with the physical body, and it has to do with your health. So how does the relationship with this element of earth have to do with the will? So the will, as we spoke before, is an internal process, right? It's something that's happening inside that allows your power and your magic and your energy to flow through. However, even that is contained within something, and that's your body. So before you can master the will, before you can master all these internal things that are going on, whether that be your mental clarity, your emotional clarity, your creative stuff, whatever you have to master will mean nothing if your physical body is not healthy. Okay? So again, this is not telling anyone to choose any particular kind of lifestyle. This is not telling anyone to do anything that's out of their comfort zone. I'm not encouraging any specific kinds of diets, nothing like that. All I'm saying is your body needs to be healthy, whatever that healthy means to you, and to your, practitioner, to your doctor. If your doctor says you need to be doing something, that's obviously what you want to do. But yes, so that's pretty much Earth's energy in a nutshell. Now, what does that look like in terms of having an imbalance of Earth? An imbalance of Earth is obvious because it's physical, right? So you're going to have a lot of aches and pains. You're going to have a lot of physical ailments. You're going to have a weak immune system and be getting sick quite often. Manifestations of an imbalance of Earth, believe it or not, show up very much in the skin. Your skin is your largest organ, and any impurities that are going on in your body will manifest and leak out through the skin. So, people who have imbalances with Earth oftentimes don't appear very healthy. So that's right off the bat. Another imbalance with Earth that is less about the body and more about your physical activity and your actions, right, is someone who is extremely lazy and lethargic, doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do anything, has no discipline at all. Let's see, what else? Can't keep a job for a long period of time. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it in terms of physical stuff. At least stuff that I can think of, right? There's I'm sure there's more, and if you have more, by all means, comment it. So how do we put all of this in balance? What are we looking for in this process? So remember those 4 words that I had given you in the first video, right? We had focus, we had motivation, we had discipline, and we had determination. Discipline is the best word to describe the element of earth. Discipline. Because at the end of the day, as a magical practitioner, you must have discipline with your work, with yourself, and with your magic, right? And it all leaks into each other. The reason why I say that is because it's all your actions, it's your choices. So really it's about habits. It's about giving yourself good habits. So if you're not already in the momentum and in the habit of, going to the gym or eating right or going to work or doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, then that's going to leak into your magic, and you're going to be lazy about your magic too. I see a lot of stuff in Facebook groups about, and this is just slightly off topic, but it's a pretty good example. I see a lot of things going on in Facebook groups about, people going, oh, well, I don't feel like going to the store today to get this particular ingredient for this particular working, so I'm just going to substitute it for whatever it is I have in my cabinet. Sure, to an extent, but magic has recipes and has rules not rules, but more like guidelines. But anyway, magic has recipes that have been passed down for a really long time for a reason, because they work. So to just do anything you want just because you don't feel like going to the store, you don't feel like looking for that particular, is lazy. And this craft is not for the lazy. I think I said that in my very, very first video about called Fundamental Questions. This craft is not for the lazy. If you lazy, don't do this. Don't try it, right? So how do we address this imbalance? Because that was only one example. How do we address this? We address this, or at least I did, when I went from air to water to earth. I began to address this with martial arts. I did martial arts as a kid. I did gymnastics as a kid. I was very healthy. I was naturally a vegetarian as a kid. I ate salads and vegetables. Like, meat really wasn't my thing when I was growing up. That actually came much later in my life. And even now, even today, my stomach still gets really sour when it comes to eating meat. Like, I really have to try. But then again, I'm not telling anyone to be a vegetarian. That's not what this is about, right? It's about healthy eating with regards to what you feel is healthy for you and what your doctor feels is healthy for you. Adequate exercise. Now listen, you don't have to go to the gym 7 times, 7 times a week or 7 days a week. You don't have to do that. Some people will. Some people will take it to that extreme, and they will do that, and that's all the more power to them. But you need to do the physical activity that you can do and constantly push yourself to do more. Obviously, you don't want to start too quick. Some people have health issues and can't really do that. Like diabetics, for example, need to start off slower because of their sugar level, right? So just things like that you wanted to keep in mind. But healthy activity is important. And it doesn't have to be the gym. It could be, playing sports with your kids, right? Or walking your dog and taking a run with your dog. You can find these things in small places, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, that kind of stuff, right? You also want to look for, working with your hands. This is less about your body, your physical body, and more about your physical actions and your habits. Having good work ethic. If you're supposed to be at work at 7, be at work at 6:45. If you're supposed to do X amount of work to do and have an X amount result, do it or do above and beyond it. Right? All of these things give you good work ethic and good habits that you then carry with you into your magic. Some other ways to put yourself in balance. Now, this is a lot more extreme, and I do not recommend any of these things to you. I'm just telling you about them. These are activities that what are called aesthetics participate in. So people who are holy men and holy women in usually in covenants that are very secret and part of certain religious organizations. So things like, beating yourself with like, leather or something, fasting, right? Sleep deprivation, things like that, which causes your body to go into shock and reset itself, so that then when you're taking in nutrients and when you're exercising, it's coming in on a clean slate, right? So these are some kind of activities that can be done. But I don't recommend that for a new person. These are activities that are done by holy men because they have hit a certain level in their spiritual growth that they now can do this to strengthen the body even more so, right? Oh, excuse me. But the whole point of this idea of the element of earth and the will, the whole point of this, really, if you leave with nothing with this video, is to love your body. Love it. Love your body. Take such good care of it. It is an amazing, amazing piece of artwork. It really is. You were created exactly how you should be. You're beautiful. You're beautiful inside and out. And your body, if you take care of it, will house within it eternity, magic, right? Wisdom of every single ancestor all the way back. So what this element really is trying to help you to achieve is loving yourself, loving your work. And to love your work, you must do it with this sense of selfless service. There was an article written back in the 80s by a man named John Miller. I want to say John Miller. It's such a generic name, so it's going to be probably really hard to Google him. But John Miller, and I think the title of the article is The Sacredness of Service. I think, right? And it talks a lot about how people oftentimes have a stigma or a judgment or stereotype around this word service, because when they hear that word service, they automatically think servant and bowing down to someone and being subservient to something, right? And Mr. Miller in this article discusses this whole idea of sacred service and approaching work from this idea of you not being a servant, but you having the divine role of serving divinity as a whole, meaning that everything is divine, people are divine, the world is divine, like everything is divine, and your work is purposeful because you are participating in it. And if you do it with that perspective, it becomes holy work and not just a mundane 9 to 5, 5 days a week job. And I think this is a beautiful idea and a beautiful approach to our work. It'll make people feel a lot less bitter about what they do. It'll make people approach their coworkers and their bosses with a little bit more respect as well, because they're not coming in with this idea of, oh, I gotta be here again and I gotta deal with this crap again and I gotta do this again and it's really they're coming at it from a holy place, from a divine place. This is a beautiful perspective to take when trying to conquer this element of earth, and I really highly suggest that you do that. So yeah, that's how I did it. I approached it with healthy eating, exercising through my martial arts and my gymnastics, and approaching my work with love and with selflessness. And I did those three things, and earth, it's out of all the elements, in my opinion, I think it was the easiest to approach. Then again, I'm a Virgo. I'm naturally an earth element, so it might have been easier for me in that sense. And I've always had a hard work ethic. All of the people in my family, all the way back, are hard backbreaking workers. And it's just something that was just instilled in me. So for me, the element of earth was a lot easier. For a lot of other people who have maybe been brought up with the idea of, oh, if it's too hard, just give up, or oh, you don't have to do that, or oh, if the teacher gave me an option to do the homework and not to do the homework, I just won't do it. Like, if you have that mentality, this element will be difficult for you. Okay, but good luck, and I hope you do achieve this, and let me know how you do with it. Leave a comment, make a response video, just fill me in on your progress. I really want to know. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share, and I will see you in our next video, which is the element of fire.